Hey Blades fans, Camille Frick joined by Jake Maurice for Florida Everblades pregame show. Jake, tonight the Blades are facing a very familiar opponent, the Orlando Solar Bears. But before we get into tonight's game, let's take a little rewind to Sunday night when we faced them at the Kia Center, came back to the Swamp with a 6-1 win. 3 different Everblades getting multi-point performances. Our defense doing a great job shutting them down. Overall, really strong performance for the Blades.
Yeah, it was one of the best wins of the season. It's been a little while since we've seen the Everblades really just dominate an opponent like they did on Sunday. Taryn Pfizer, 2 goals and an assist. Jet Jones and Oliver Chow both with multiple point games as well. Just an all-around great team effort by the guys at the end of a 3-3 too. That can always be tough, but looked like Florida had been coming off a week rest. They were just all over Orlando from the start of the game to the very end.
And I want to point out Taryn Pfizer in that game, like you said, 2 goals and an assist. He's a guy that's a difference maker when necessary. He's very fast, has an unreal release on a dangerous shot. How important are guys like that in a game like tonight?
Well, they're huge. I mean, for those 2 goals he scored, yeah, those were sniper shots. And when he can get going, he can keep it rolling for quite a while. So it'd be great to see him stack up a couple of games where he's adding some goals. For a game like tonight where Orlando is going to be looking for a big bounce back, they're going to be looking to tighten up defensively, you might need one of those shots to break through like it did in the second period. He was not at a good angle for that shot. Didn't matter. He still buries it right by the goaltender. That might be the difference in a tight game tonight rather than just the start of a strong offensive performance as it was for Florida on Sunday.
And when it comes to our record against Orlando this season, we're 7-2, which, Jake, those are great numbers, but how do we ensure that we're maintaining our same level of compete throughout the full 60 minutes and avoiding getting too comfortable?
Yeah, so you've got to make sure you just don't relent on your pressure. Florida showed that on Sunday. Orlando scores early in the third period. They make it a 3-1 game. Okay, their crowd's back into it. They're feeling some life on their side. Florida took a quick breath, you calm down, let it go. It unfortunately happened, and then they take advantage of an Orlando mistake while shorthanded, score, and retake control of the game. You've got to have that same mindset again. The Solar Bears, as it is anytime, they will have their chances. They've got some strong offensive weapons. Guys like Spencer Kirsten and Tyler Bird are going to find opportunities throughout the game. When those lulls in Florida's game happen, how quickly the Blades can respond from it and get back to their style of play. Super important. They showed that very well on Sunday. Need to show it again tonight. And yeah, but it's the 10th game against the Solar Bears this season. So.
And on that same note of shorthanded goals, the Everblades have 9 this season compared to Orlando's just 1. And we've seen some of the Everblades' best moments come from those high pressure situations. In turn, how much pressure does that put on Orlando's power play?
Well, it puts a ton of pressure on their group because, I mean, their power play was supposed to get them back into that game on Sunday, and instead it ended up being the real turning point for Florida to take control of it and skate away with the rest of that game in a strong win. Special teams have always been a strength, especially the penalty kill for the Everblades this season. Florida's just got a lot of strong offensive players who are also good at penalty killing, which helps them a lot, whereas Orlando has more guys that are PK specialists who aren't their big offensive drivers in the same way. So Florida's been able to use that to their advantage in multiple games. I mean, the Everblades are 9-0 this season when they've scored a shorthanded goal. So you want to see that keep going when you get shorthanded opportunities. You don't not necessarily force anything, but when you get something like Chow where Orlando tosses a puck into just open space, you take advantage and you make them pay. That's exactly what Florida did on Sunday. Those chances are going to be there against a team that is desperate for wins. They might try and force something. You can take advantage of that in special situations and key moments to grab this win tonight.
And with that being said, Jake, take us through the direct effect marketing 3 keys to the game. What do the Blades have to do to pull out a win tonight?
Well, we already talked about the one, making sure you keep your foot on the gas. Yes, you got the big win Sunday, but Orlando's coming in. They got Connor Unger back from the American Hockey League, who's been their best goaltender this season. So that's going to make scoring goals tougher for the Everblades. They're not happy with how they played on Sunday, and they're looking for a big bounce-back performance, and they're desperate. I mean, they are far down the standings right now in the South Division, have the least amount of games remaining of any team in the division, so they need to stack wins together, and they need to stack them together now. Currently, that's team on a 5-game losing streak, so they are desperate to come in. You got to make sure you keep your foot on the gas and do not get complacent. Second off, attacking with speed, very important. A lot of Florida's goals on Sunday came when they were moving their feet with speed into the attacking zone. Even some of the ones like Pfizer's first goal, where the Blades are, yes, they're already in the attacking zone, but he's quick to jump on a loose puck, find a bit of room so that he can really put everything into his shot. And then finally, back on home ice, you need to use the crowd to your advantage. We've had some really good crowds at Hertz Arena over the last couple of weeks. Want to see that again here tonight. Thursday night hockey is a little different, right? It's not what we're used to around here, but the crowd needs to bring that same energy from the regular days into this one tonight to help the guys get the big win.
All right, and up next it is warm-ups and then your Florida Everblades against